Jin woke to the sound of distant explosions, clutching the spherical alien device he'd salvaged from the failed raid. He was the sole survivor now, all other resistance members killed or captured when they'd underestimated the occupying Skaav security forces. A former demolitions expert, Jin knew his technical skills were humanity's only hope against the invaders. For months, he evaded Skaav patrols, learning to hack their communications and weaponize the sphere, setting triggers to detonate it remotely. He struck at will, sabotaging critical Skaav facilities one lonely bomber against an empire. Power plants, factories, fuel depots. The raids never caused massive damage, but seeded chaos. Jin also honed his ability to scavenge resources from wreckage, building makeshift explosives and drones. He became a ghost the Skaav couldn't stop, striking anywhere on the ravaged colony. His exploits sparked whispers among survivors. They called him Santa, an avenging legend. Jin never learned that name. He acted on grief, hatred, duty alone. He despised the Skaav profoundly. Their sheer power, their cold superiority, the casual cruelty of their rule. They had demolished his world, killed his friends and countless innocents. Now these occupiers called Earth home, ruling humankind. It hardened Jin's heart, driving him relentlessly. Jin's skills let him endure, but each bombing mission still carried deadly risk. He knew each next strike could be his last. But when surveillance identified the Nexus, heart of Skaav command on Earth, Jin saw one final opportunity, a suicide mission, yet also humanity's last hope. He spent every remaining resource on this plan, for the slimmest chance. On Christmas Eve, Jin infiltrated the Nexus, using the sphere to bypass security. He set explosives throughout the colossal base, planning to bring it down upon the Skaav rulers inside. This was his vendetta, his desperate gamble. Jin had one task left before his likely death: confront the Skaav overlord and look into the eyes of Earth's destroyer. Jin stood silently before the imposing Skaav overlord, finger on the trigger. Amused curiosity filled the overlord's black eyes at the sight of this lone human infiltrator in its Nexus command center. But when it attempted to seize control of Jin's spherical device, the bombs deactivated and fell useless. Grinning, the overlord gloated at Jin's failed technology, but Jin allowed himself a slight smile. The bombs were only distraction. His true attack was an undetectable bioweapon now spreading through the ventilation. A lifetime engineering explosives had concealed Jin's genius for pathogens. This ultra-contagious microbe was lethal to Skaav biology, the only way to decapitate their leadership in one stroke. Escape was impossible, but Jin's life meant nothing if it eliminated Earth's oppressors. As biohazard alarms began wailing, the Overlord's arrogance finally broke. Psychic force slammed Jin as it probed his intentions. Blood vessels burst across Jin's dying body. But with his last breath, he thought a single word they could never extinguish: freedom. The Overlord watched its approaching end in Jin's eyes. At long last, Jin witnessed raw fear on the face of Earth's enemy. It was humanity's gift, a glimpse of victory. Jin's body went limp as darkness enveloped his mind. Outside, automated inoculation systems triggered, but the Nexus had already become a tomb. Its safeguards stood powerless as the ghost of humanity's guardian delivered his lethal payload. In smoldering ruins, hope flickered again. The relentless nobody had torn down an empire against all odds. The Skaav's mental dominance over technology proved no match for human tenacity and creativity. And while the Overlord's psychic forces could destroy Jin's body, his indomitable will ensured complete success. No monologues or speeches were needed. Jin's actions alone spoke for humankind's resilience. In his final moments, Jin achieved more than mere vengeance. He laid foundations for a new era where humanity defined its own fate among the stars. His sacrifice was total, but from such darkness came possibility once more. The Guardian had passed into legend, yet his victory lit a path forward. Wherever humans grouped in secret, whispers soon spread. The ghost of Saint Nick had given his life to free them all. The Skaav now feared this mythic destroyer, but for humankind, it meant revival.